Erika. I live in Belo Horizonte, Minas Gerais, with my family. Here, I work as a nutritionist in a public service. In the past, I worked in some schools, and nowadays I'm working in a social assistance service. I live with my family that I mentioned before, and in my spare time, I enjoy a lot to cook, and to read books. And about talking, I've been studying here for 6 months. I started last December, and my goal is like everyone is to develop my English skills, my listening, my speaking, and other soft skills as well. So it's a pleasure to be here with you all this morning. Thank you.
Very good, very good. Welcome aboard. And Rafael Chimachi, go ahead.
Well, thank you, Phil. Hello, everyone. My name is Rafael. I'm 32 years old. I'm a lawyer. I grew up in São Paulo, but nowadays I'm living in Netherlands. I'm a PhD candidate in French and a professor of law too. And it's a pleasure to be here with you to improve my English, to learn other people, and to discuss interesting topics.
Very good. Welcome aboard. Otacílio, go ahead.
Good morning. Hello, everyone. My name is Otacílio. I live in Pirapora, Minas Gerais. I was born upstate, Paraná, Jesuita City. I am married. I am 49 years old. My profession, safe technician. I study in TALKNTALK 1 month. Thanks.
Very good, Otacílio. Welcome aboard. And you, Pedro?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Pedro. I'm 26 years old. I'm from Joatuba, a little city near from the capital of Minas Gerais, Belo Horizonte. I work in a bank area, but first of all, I graduate in design, but I'm in transition of career. I am the talk to develop some skills, like soft skills, like Erika said, like learning new things and develop my new points of views, because talk is a good opportunity for that. And of course, develop my English, having content like try to speak, try to understand, and it's a great opportunity.
Great. And Daphne, what about yourself?
Hi guys, I hope everybody will great. I'm Daphne. I'm 29 years old. I'm working at warehouse. I live in Scotland, and I like to start my mornings by exercising my brain. And the best way to do it is practicing English. And I'm grateful to be here and use the TALK for that.
Very good. Welcome aboard. Good morning. Samuel.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, guys. It's good to be here again with you guys. So my name is Samuel. I'm 36 years old. I'm a software engineer. I'm married to a lovely woman with whom I have two children. I like to play drum, read books, ride my bike as well. And I'm here to improve my English, my conversation. I really need to do that because I work allocated in a USA company, and that's it.
Very good. And Lurian.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Lurian. I live in Belo Horizonte too. A lot of people from Minas Gerais today.
Yeah.
I'm 34 years old. I started here in TALK there with 8 months, I think. I started because I was learning French, and I think it's a nice environment to speak, to enjoy the community, to work on my soft skills as well. I think it's a free environment just to practice without any pressure. That's it. Thank you.
Very good. And Diogo, go ahead. Finally.
Sure. Hi everyone, I'm Joe Bonaga, 42 years old. I'm a commercial manager at Insurance Market, with over 25 years experience in strategic relationships, sales, insurance and reinsurance markets. I'm here because I need to improve my English, especially to speak better and to conversation better for growth in my career, maybe new opportunities in others industry or others companies. That is, I'm grateful to be here with you all days at 6 o'clock,
Very
6
good.
a.m. o'clock,
Yeah, 6 a.m. or 6 o'clock in the morning. You can
6
also say
o'clock
that.
in the morning too.
As you know, I'm Philip, and the topic of this morning, I decided to bring and to understand how you people feel about the learning process in here on Talk and Talk. I have been shaking things up from the inside out, and I want to hear more in here, and that's one of the tons of reasons why I'm here at 6 a.m. as well. So we're going to discuss our English learning process. And today I am not going to ask you directly. I'm going to try just to open up so you feel free to answer those questions I'm going to ask. Okay, let's see how it goes. All right. I want to make it as much as a real conversation, not just like ask or questions and answers. All right. So when did you start learning English? One of you just open up your microphone to speak up.
For me, back in the
I start.
time, sorry.
Go ahead,
You
Go
Silvio.
right, go right.
Go ahead.
Okay. So back in the time, looking back, I believe for me, I started to learn English mostly from the games, I believe, when I was young. But I never took it seriously. No, I never chose to have a compromise with myself and schedule or start to study. Take it seriously. I understand from English. But in the last past 2 years, I start to take it more serious because of my job. So yeah, I think my journey with English has started a long time ago, but in this day, I start to take it more serious because I need that. I need to make more money, and English is something very important, in my life. It will help me a lot to achieve this goals.
Great. Very good. What about the others? Diogo, want to go ahead?
Sure. Appear like to Samuel, I started my first moment in English school. I I had almost 9 or 10 years. In this time, it's a private school, but I didn't get to continue because my parents don't have money for off my school. And unfortunately, this time I went to English class at public school. Uh, maybe in my first year at like to high school, in this time it's very terrible. Today I looking for my son, for example. Since he was born, he started little schools for little boys. They are learning English. I think it is very well.
Great. Yeah. Everybody has a different reason, right? And to start learning English. But at the same time, everybody wants the same, to speak to other people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about the others? What do you have? Why did you start?
All right,
In
I
my
want to share. Go ahead, women's first.
Thank you, Pedro. I start my journey in English when I was a teenager, around 11, 12 years old, in my high school, in my hometown, in Ponte Nova, in the countryside of Minas Gerais. And I remember I was interested in English, and I said to my father, I'd like to study more English. So he enrolled me in English school. The name was British School in my city, and I stayed there for two years, I guess. And after that, I come to the capital, to Belo Horizonte, and I didn't study English anymore. And few years ago, I thought, oh, Erica, you need to back to study English to your improvement, to get more opportunities in your life, new job maybe. So I can say I have been studying English at least for 15 years, I can say that. But I didn't see the improvement in English skills, you know. So I can say my grammar, my writing is okay, my reading, my listening, but the speaking skills I didn't develop in the past. So because of this, I'm here because it's so strange. You study English for many years, many years, you got good results because our teacher said, "Oh, Erica, you are good English learners. You are good student." But about talking, about speaking, I didn't develop these skills. So because of this, I'm here. Go ahead, Pedro.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, go ahead, Pedro, then we speak about it.
All right, guys, I want to share my history with this language. I started to study English when I was 11 or 12 years old. I don't remember correctly, but my folks put me in some English school, and with that, I start my history. And I remember like twice a week I had to go to English class, and with that, I start to study grammar. Start to study listening, but yeah, I remember all time I study English like in our regular schools. I didn't practice too much like the conversation, like speaking, listen, understanding how it works a real conversation. And with that, yeah, I remember when I finished the school, I believe myself I was fluent and I able because I had the Cambridge certification, and with that I didn't had to study English anymore. And I remember when I had the first opportunity to have interview in English, guys, was a terrible. And I know some people in Talk Talk has the same experience, like he had the first interview in English and the don't was very good. And with that, I perceived like I had to improve the English because English different of other matters. You have to study, and keep going. Like if you want to stay fluent in your English, because in your country we know we don't speak it like this natural. So we have to have some moments with the contact with language, and Talk helped me a lot with that because recently I had the opportunity to talk with some people abroad by person, and I speak a little confidence. I feel myself like confident to speak, to understand what they are saying, and with that I believe like, all right, I study English is not like a regular classes, it's not just learning grammar, is more of that. I believe like Talk show us that.
Studying, it's like what is to study? Like to study is to solve exercises, to fill in the blanks, to match columns, you know? What is to study? And I believe studying, especially a language, it's to speak the language. When you are speaking, you're studying. So we are studying Portuguese every single day. We are keep the language. And yesterday I was talking to to someone, a new student, and he said to me, "Oh, I cannot speak English as I speak Portuguese. I am a different person, a completely different person. I don't see myself in Portuguese. I'm this person, very confident. I solve problems, but when it comes to English, I'm totally different. I'm not this person. So I want to be this person." And then I asked him back, "So how many years have you been in touch with Portuguese and in English?" So that's pretty much. So how long? Erica said, "Oh, I studied English for 15 years." And I did the same. I started at FISC when I was 9. Then I finished at CCAA. And then I had private English teacher and then Cultura Inglesa. So I can say that I studied English for 15 years as well before I really thrive to accomplish fluency. And fluency for me, it's not knowledge, it's your confidence to say to other people, I'm fluent in English, you know? So who else can share a little bit about your English journey? Maybe Otacílio, wanna try?
I started learning English a months ago when I started on TALKNTALK. For me, very, very important learn English in TALKNTALK. I believe 1 years I speak English fluently. Thanks.
And if you keep pushing, if you keep coming, if you join the immersions, and if you prepare yourself as you are doing, you're going to see the result. Okay? It's impossible to not develop your English if you're in touch, if you prepare the questions, answers, if you study, it's impossible. Okay? Who else? Who else?
I'll go. So,
Go ahead, Rafael, after it's me.
okay. Oh, thank you, Lucas. Like everyone here, I started to learn English at the school. It was not the better class, and it was at that moment that I realized there was no that I put in my mind that I could not also that speak English, and it was something that I bring with me during all my life. And just when I moved to France, and I had many opportunities to speak English with other people, I realized that I knew something, that it was not something that I was completely, I'll say that, dumb speaking English. It was at that moment that I decided to study English a little bit more. So it was in 2022, and I say that I started here in Talk and Talk. I didn't apply it a lot so during this year, but it was a very good moment to me to develop my confidence and to learn a little bit more. And the last year, I started here as a French host. It was important too to practice my French, even if I am already, how to say that, fluent in French and confident. And this year, I decided to say that to really started to practice my English to be here all the time, and I can feel already that it's happened me a lot. That now I'm getting my how say that I'm a little bit more comfortable, and each day I'm learning a new vocabulary. I can understand how say that the mistakes that I'm doing, I'm making. So it's something very very important. And that's it to share my how say that, first experience with English. So it was at the school, and now and talk and talk. But after when I look back, I realized that even during the university, I was studying English, but just reading articles. It was more about necessity than other things. And regarding this experience, I can realize that it's all about putting English in your life. So it's about immersion, and it's hard to do it when you don't have English. How say that? When you don't work or when you don't have friends. So I think that is the most important thing here. Talk about we is how said we can have this environmental to develop our English.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that a little bit further. Um, who else? Lurin, yeah?
Yes. So for me, I remember I wanted to learn English because of movies and songs. I love songs in English, and I like romantic movies or pop artists, and always I want to understand. But I didn't had the opportunity to do any courses when I was a teenager or young, and when I was in my university, had a student that once per week he he could teach us, and I was there learning, but just for 6 months. This helped me a little, but I was not confident. After I did 2 years in a traditional school, the name was Yazigi, something like that. Yes, and I remember after I finished, I was not speaking, and I was 2 years there. So uh, all my life I had some traumas too. I talk about that in the other immersions here about people who try to correct me in front of other people. English always was a big thing for me, and I had a moment of my life that I I did a exchange program. I went to Toronto in Canada, and I was there for 1 month, 30 days, and just to be immersive, to be immersive in this environment, to survive there. And when I come back, I was better. I really was better, but I was not confident in myself. I couldn't say I speak in English. I'm fluent in English, but because of personal reasons, uh, in my case, I have the opportunity to speak in English every day now. I just little by little I start to be more confident about myself. And when I started to learn French, uh, the things was like, Luria, how you could pass for all this process, it's just, I will say this word here, but sorry, it's just easy. It's just learn, why you be for 10, 15 years of your life you are like in this condition with English. It's just another language. So now, since I speak French and Portuguese more in my routine, I'm I'm trying to speak more English here in the immersions, just to don't lose, to keep changing my vocabulary. And one point is interesting. Like yesterday, I was watching a movie. I didn't watch with subtitles anymore, and it was a movie that I rewatch. I watched this movie a lot in my teenage moments, and I was just, oh my god, when I watched this movie for the first time, I couldn't understand, I couldn't sing the songs, and now I can. So I think everyone, English is a kind of a big thing for everyone. I don't know if this is a condition that, because it's hard to learn the society about verb to be. I remember the school every year, the teacher put on the board, verb to be, verb to be. 1 year for the same, verb to be. I didn't believe, when you think we have 1 year in a high school to learn English and you just learn verb to be every day. Looks like so weird, right? 3 years of your life, you just. But was my journey, and I'm happy about me now. But I know could be better, because some things is so like awful. How this is possible? No, how could be like that? But that's it.
Yeah, and I like to hear that. Oh, I have studied verb to be my entire life. And then I ask back people. I'm not asking you, but usually when I hear that from people that do not speak English and they want to start, and I say, okay, so you heard about verb to be your entire life. So explain me, what is the verb to be? People don't know. So, and it's crazy because verb to be, you can just explain Portuguese. What is the to be verb in Portuguese? Still, people don't know how to explain verb to be in Portuguese. They don't know what is ser and estar. They don't know how to explain. So the problem is not the language. It's not. It's how you think about things. And that's my point every single time. Language, English, it's easy. Easy. French, it's easy. German, it's easy. Mandarin, it's easy. And when I say easy, you understand me, like to learn the language itself, it's easy. You have someone explaining you, then you have GPT, AIs to answer questions, and that's it. But how you express yourself, it's the most challenging thing. And that's what we are focused on here. Not to teach you the language, but to make you speak, you know? And my next question is, what's your biggest difficult on English? What's the difficulty you have in English that you feel it's, oh, this is a challenge for me?
For me, it's exactly that, to talk, put my face in front of you know, accepted this challenge, and I run from that a lot of time. I remember when I was studying in Open English at the very first beginning, I scheduled the class and I never come up. You know, I just fear of be there, and I have fear of talking with any stranger because the process of the is always a different professor. They don't have a fixed one you can schedule with the same professor. So this is something that I don't like from the. I like this way we are here, you know, because with the time we start to know each other, we start to get more comfortable. I know who is Felipe, I know who is Pedro, for example, and I don't have to every time feeling this fear of talk with a different or a stranger. And yeah, I think this was the most kind of thing that scared me at the beginning. The fear of talking. You know?
And do you have the same feeling in Portuguese?
No.
Like talking to strangers and...
No, actually, my wife called me a free talk. I start to talk with everyone. Mostly when I'm in Uber, I feel uncomfortable to be just quiet on my side. I have to start to talk with the guy. I don't know. I like to know new people. I like to see the other point of view of the life. I like this. I like that. It's an interest for me.
Very good. Pedro, go ahead.
I believe like I have the same feeling of Samuel about fear, and they fear like about judgment, not like fear like what I will say, but the judgment of all the other ones. And with that, I perceive like even someone. I remember when I had the first opportunity to talk with someone that is speaking English by natural language, and I just don't do. I can't speak that moment because I was fear about the judgment. In the beginning, that was something like real interesting because even you understand like verb to be, you know how you introduce yourself, you know basic questions. I don't know why, but we have like some fear about the judgment, about like, oh, if I had made some mistake. And when I perceive like even I I make a wrong at some points or some accent or something like that. All right, the people will understand you, and when you perceive that, you broke this barrier, and you can speak more with that. Like you can speak more natural, you can understand, and I believe like talk is a good way, not just because we know who we are talking, but we feel like in a free space of judgment. Like anyone will interrupt you, and you say, "Oh, you have to say you you make the verb to be wrong or something like that." The people are here to prove yourselves, and with that I believe like it's more easier like to understand and practice the language skills.
You know, that's the one thing I believe it's the most important in here. You need to feel comfortable where you are. Like Samuel said, oh, talking to strangers in English and this and that. It's like therapy. Depending on the therapist, you don't like as I mentioned a lot of times, if you're here, you do not like my face, you don't like it, anything about myself, or like you don't need a reason. Sometimes we just see a person and we don't like this person. It's okay. So if you don't like me for any reason, this is not the place, because I'm gonna be everywhere. You know, it's different. Like, oh, for example, Rafael is a French host in here. He's studying French as a host. I don't like him too much. I don't like his hair, his glasses. I don't like the way he speaks. I'm gonna just book another immersion, you know. But unfortunately, with myself, I'm gonna speak in lots of ways: emails, WhatsApp, in here on immersions and everywhere. So it's kind of complicated. And you need to feel comfortable. You need to like, you know, where you are, you know. Who else? Otacílio, what's your biggest challenge, your biggest difficulty at the beginning of learning English? Question number 3.
My biggest difficulty is understand what people say. My level beginner, it's difficult. It's understand uh, my friends and immersion. Uh, Difficult understand what moves. I'm here. Difficult participation and immersion. Uh, I believe resilience learning every day, every day. Thanks.
That's the key of success. And to listen, it's very difficult for me as well. So for me, the biggest challenge, the biggest difficulty I have is listening, to understand since the beginning. Since the beginning. Who else can share? Diogo? Yeah.
Yes, for me too. Since I remember, my biggest difficulty is understand, because to talk, when you have a base of the grammar, for example, I guess more easier. But you understand when people talking with you, question with you, for example, it's more difficult. And this is more my challenge, my milestones for develop. Because, for example, really I have the fear to talk literally cheap for another people because I didn't understand. For example, Philip question about me. What was your biggest difficulty? Do you know? And this feeling maybe sometimes freezes me because it's difficult. Mainly in my work environment, for example, I remember last year my international CEO, he was here in Brazil, and my director chose me for a private meeting with my big boss. No only me, but the employers here in Brazil. And I said, but Rodrigo, my English is very, very bad. John is Brittany personal. It's very impossible to understand this guy talking in your meeting, virtual meetings. Imagine me face to face with this guy. And it's good for our development because Rodrigo said to me, okay, like, if you don't want to participate, okay, not obligation, but I guess it's important for your development. You learn English, you study, and this moment is the key for challenges, for your growth, for your learning more. And okay, I'm accept, but I confess I didn't understand 99% that John, my big boss, told us in this meeting. But today, I'm commenting another immersion. I'm here in Talk 1 year, and I went to last week to watch my first immersion here. It's crazy because our progress it's incredible because when you have resilience, when you have discipline, when you have opportunity to always the contact of the language, like through English here, it's much better. And I talked for Philip. So in 1 month more, for example, with doing immersion all day 6 o'clock, I will be much better because this is resilience, this is discipline, this is learning, this is the process, to believe the process because day by day, step by step, we get it to be better always in all the things that we can do, we want to do, for example, and that is. But for me, the big secret always to understand, for to explain, for to conversate, for to talking about the right question with the person talking me because really I have fear about to talk with cheapers, same in Portuguese or Japanese or Mandarin because I have no I lost the word like to jealous or jealous. Sorry, one moment, please. Shame.
Yeah.
I always have shame to make mistakes,
Yeah. And this is the process. Like in Spanish, I have my dictionary over there, and I'm always checking if I'm like, because when you speak, you try to get the words, and sometimes you are not sure, is this the correct word or not? And then I'm always checking. And in Spanish, there's a specific challenge that is the similarity to Portuguese. It's easier when it's close to Portuguese, but at the same time, it's challenging because you don't know if you're speaking Spanish or Portuguese,
Yes.
But English, French, I think you don't have that much. Italian, it's close as well to Portuguese, some words, and to Spanish. So about the listening challenge, there's a solution for that. Listen and listen and listen, So
Yes.
I have another student here. He got a job abroad, working from Brazil. And he said, Philip, I'm having a lot of difficulties to understand people. And then I said, okay, let's put your listening to work. So let's create a listening immersion. So why don't you lead a conversation, but not a conversation, but a session practice to listen. So you bring something and then you follow step by step. It's a training process as well. Writing, it's the same. I don't know how to write in Spanish. I have never written a word in Spanish. It's impossible to have this skill if you're not doing it. So yesterday someone replied back on WhatsApp in the Spanish group. Then I realized, oh, I have no idea how to start writing Spanish. I have no idea. I have never done it before. So it's not possible.
Yeah, Felipe,
Go ahead.
can I share a link that it's a podcast on the Spotify called Listen Time English Practice. This podcast saved me a lot. So I think a weird guy here because listen for me is not the problem. The problem is talk. I can understand a fluent guy, my boss, my PM, my project manager, he is a native and he talks like he's running for take the bus at 6 a.m. And I can understand all the words, basically 95% of what he said.
Yeah,
But
yeah, you
Go
can
ahead.
share here in the chat. And about listening, you don't need to talk. You don't need to be in touch with people. You just have so many content on internet
That's
to
true.
practice and to listen, and like Spotify, YouTube, Google, ChatGPT as well. You can ask a hard accent like, oh, speak to me like you are a British person. You can do that. So, but speaking, you need to activate yourself. You need to make some effort,
Yeah.
But listening, it's more like a passive way to practice. You just listen. And sometimes you don't need to understand 100% of the sentence or the talk. If you get like 50, you have something. If you get 20, you have something to work on and to speak about it, So usually we want to control everything, right? Oh, time has just passed. I wanted to ask other questions, but we are not gonna have much time. So, Eric Lurian, do you want to share your biggest difficulty about?
I do like to share.
Go ahead.
Yes. As an independent learner, my challenge is to include my studies in my busy routine. Because of that, in order to study more English, I decided to attend this immersion at 6 a.m. I know the process of learning English is so long, is a long term. And for me, it's so hard to fit my studies in my busy routine. And about what Samuel E. Pedro said about the judgment, the fear of judgment of others. Nowadays, I don't have this problem. I'm always in trouble about my self-judgment. I always judge myself because sometimes I said to me, Erica, you have been here for 6 months, so you must speak English better because you are here. You have been here for 6 months. So for me, it's hard about to overcome this feeling that I have. Sometimes I feel bad because this feeling. And for me, I could always be better than I am now. You got my point.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a big problem for me in my case. I think I need to treat this in my therapy because it's so hard. Because I think I can't compare my English with others because everyone is in one stage of your process, your learning process. But for me, it's hard. Don't do this. It's impossible. I can't think about it. I just feel. So
Happens.
for me, if this is my big challenge in English, it's not about I have other problems about listening, speaking, about the technical issue, but I think about my feeling, my mood. I need to work in this to improve my English skills, you know. I think the problem is me, it's not the language. You got my point?
Yeah, I have something really quick to say. Become a host as soon as possible. It works directly to this feeling.
Yes, but I don't feel comfortable when you see you can be a host, because when I go to other immersions such as Andrea, Camila, Lúria, Pedro, oh my God, people is so ahead by me. So I okay, but I
And
think
that's especially why you need to start as a host, because you're not comfortable, because you don't
yes,
feel secure. That's the main and only reason why you need to start as a host. The idea of being a host, it's not to teach, it's not to help, it's to develop yourself. And of course, by consequence, you're gonna help other people, but it's not the goal. You're not here to teach. You're not here to help. You're here to help yourself first and only. If you're not helping yourself as a host, you're doing a bad decision. You are in the wrong place. You need to help yourself first. You need to put the oxygen first on you, not on the others. Because it's easier for me. Oh, I'm here to help you. If I'm here to help you, I want to sleep. I don't want to be here at 6 a.m. if it's to help you. I prefer sleeping much more than helping you at 6 a.m. I'm here at 6 a.m. because of me and myself only. But at the same time, I'm helping somehow, you know? So this is the idea of becoming a host, to be in this advanced program, to practice your emotions. It's not easy, especially in the beginning, to host, because you don't know who is going to be here. People's English, it's going to be better. The topic, you don't know if they're going to like it or not. If it's going to show up someone or not. Sometimes, especially in the beginning, it's a new schedule. People do not attend. And then you feel like rejected. How do you deal with that? You know? And then you bring those feelings to therapy. Okay, so think about it, Erica. Think about it. All right?
Erica, I will be in your first immersion, okay? So please.
Yeah.
okay,
I
thank
told
you.
you this already.
Yeah, you're
Sure.
ready. You're
Thank you,
ready.
Lúria.
And just to add, sorry, somehow to also pass before you, when I heard you speaking for the first time, Erica, I had the 100% how said it certain that you was already a host, because you speak very well and so confident, and so I how say that, and I like it you, and I searched your name in the how say that, the immersions, and I didn't found, but to me you were already a host here.
Now, I remember about
Nossa, okay.
normally to say about people I like, I say, I like these people. I love them. These are my family. These are my relative. And Erica always, she said, my loved ones, always. And nowadays I use my loved ones because of Erica. So
That's
Oh,
it. You
thank you.
learn by listening other people here. And you're gonna get, like, I get something from Diogo, something from Rafa, Pedro, Luri, and Erica, Samuel, and then I become myself. I started learning Spanish like this. I started learning Spanish just listening and grabbing things from other people. And then I started to bring my own Spanish. I don't know which Spanish I speak, if it's Colombian, Venezuelan, Spanish, Argentinian, whatever, but it's Spanish, you know. Samuel, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I'd say it's your ignition, right? But just take the opportunity. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah,
Discuss.
your turn.
No, okay. So I just want to share. Yesterday, after our daily at work, a friend of mine just We have a meeting daily with the USA team and after with the Brazilian guys. And he said to me, "Hey Samuel, your English is very well. I think you don't see yourself like this, but you are good. You are doing a great job." And actually, I can see myself like that. This is I know this is some kind of scholarship thing. I'm trying to work on that, but I assume I cannot see myself as Erica was saying. She expressed herself very well. For me, as Filipino, the Rafael mentioned,
Yeah.
I was believing that she was already a host here because she talks very well. She expresses herself
Is she
very well.
fluent or not? Is Erica fluent? Do you
Yeah,
think Erica is fluent in English?
for me, yes, completely. I
You
can
are
understand
so friendly.
everyone.
Thank you.
Sometimes that's what we need to hear from others, how they see ourselves, you know? And that's one of the reasons why you need to become a host, because you get this kind of feedback from people, you know? And that it develops, it builds up your self-esteem. Self-esteem comes first and then confidence. With confidence, develop your self-esteem. So it's a cycle. And then the language, the spoken language shows up naturally. Okay. So I want to thank you all for this meeting, for this immersion. Thank you for believing on yourselves first. Samuel, you're doing a great job. Pretty soon you're gonna be invited to be a host, okay? Tomorrow we're gonna have an immersion with Pedro, right? Pedro is going to be here leading. I'm gonna be here as well as a talker. And next Friday, we're not gonna have immersion, okay? But and next week, the same. So Pedro is taking over the Thursday meetings at 6 a.m. And I'm looking to have other people as well to handle the 6 a.m. meetings in English.